Welcome back to my channel, artists. Today we will be making colorful forest landscapes. Step number 1, paint the background. For this assignment, you are going to get to choose whether you want to paint the background with analogous colors, which are colors next to each other on the color wheel, for example, red and orange that you will see here, or if you want to choose complementary colors. Complementary colors are colors that are across from each other on the color wheel, for example, orange and blue. It's up to you which one you pick. Just beware of blending colors. When you blend analogous colors, typically happy things happen. When you choose to blend complementary colors, sometimes unhappy, awkward, uncomfortable, or even ugly colors happen depending on how it blends. So just be careful and pay attention. If you don't mind some accidental mixing and maybe not the prettiest of colors, go for those complementary colors. It's going to be a bold choice, and you might have some fun and some happy little uncomfortable accidents, and that's completely fine. Just make sure that whatever colors you're picking, that you're paying attention to what they look like and what they might look like when they get mixed together, or whatever you choose to do. For this artwork, I'm making kind of a sloppy, messy background. You're welcome to do that. You can always go back over it with water or some drips. As you can see here, you could even take a paper towel and dab it just to see what happens, and some fun textures. You could even, if you chose, just paint patterns. For example, a spiral pattern that you'll see in my next one, or diagonal patterns, tie-dye looking patterns, whatever's interesting to you. Just make sure that you're sticking to those only analogous or only complementary colors. You want to think of mostly just 2 colors in your background. Step number 2, draw lines for your trees. What that means is that you're actually going to go ahead and draw lines that are maybe 2 or 3 fingers apart to make trees. You'll notice in mine, because it got a little bit hard to tell which one were the trees and which was the background, I went ahead and labeled part of it as sky, so I know which part is the sky and which part is the trees. As you get ready for step number 3, you're going to want a small piece of cardboard and some liquid black paint. Step number 3, you're going to dip and trace that cardboard along your line. So you're going to dip it in the paint, as you see here, and then just kind of slide it sideways. You want it to have a kind of a messy look. It's okay if it's not perfect and there's some jagged edges. That's certainly what a tree looks like. You don't want to go all the way across until the paint ends, because then you end up with a really flat looking tree. To make the most realistic of those birch trees, you want to just have a kind of a rough areas that don't look 100% perfect. It's okay if you mess up a little bit. You may want to actually do this on 2 pieces of paper and choose your best trees rather than trying to only focus on just one set. Step 4, let it dry overnight. Step number 5, cut out your trees. Once it's dry, just cut right along those pencil lines, keeping the tree and throwing away that sky that you don't need. Again, if you've made extras, you're welcome to go ahead and cut them all out, choose the best ones, and either throw away or reuse for another project the trees that you are not going to use. Step number 6, arrange and glue your trees. To arrange your trees, you just want to make sure that they look interesting and realistic, like not like they've been chopped down or fallen down. Go ahead and use some liquid glue if you have it. Otherwise, a glue stick or tape will work. Just make sure that you make it look the neatest you can and use as much tape as you can to glue it down. I hope you have enjoyed making a colorful birch tree forest with us today. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. What will you create?